Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Body Love Masterclass. I'm Ashley J, and I am an embodiment guide and an intimacy coach. And I'm really excited to share this experience with you today. So this is an interactive masterclass where I will be sharing two of my top modalities for transforming body insecurity and judgment and shame to body love, confidence, and empowerment. And one of the modalities invites you to move your body. So being in a private space where you can move is supportive to you getting the most out of this class. If you don't have the availability to do that in this moment, I highly recommend you watch the replay and do the practices when you can get the privacy and the space. They are powerful and can make an immediate difference in your current experience. So I want to just make sure that you know that and that you can have the space. All right, so I want to encourage you to stay on until the end of this class because you will not only gain incredible insight and begin to transform your relationship with your body, but I also have a really special offer to those of you on this live call that you will not want to miss. So it's very important to stay tuned. So let's drop in and let's talk about why body insecurity is such an issue for almost every woman at some point in her life. There is a huge amount of cultural pressure for women to look a certain way that somehow defines a woman's worth and happiness. These cultural, unrealistic expectations put women in competition with each other, create a lack of self-confidence, promote depression and anxiety, numerous eating disorders, health and mental issues, and can block a woman's ability to feel comfortable in her sexuality and access pleasure in her body, which can be detrimental to her own happiness and to her relationships, just to name a few issues that come up when we feel disconnected from our bodies or body insecurity. So on top of this, I want to add that many religions convey to their followers that women's bodies are somehow bad, wrong, and shameful. Then you have the layers of childbirth and menopause and aging and weight gain, and this creates a body dysmorphia that most women really struggle with. So the way we view our bodies affects our mental, emotional, and physical health. Yet most of us criticize our bodies daily. We either overwork out in search of perfection or completely disconnect from our bodies and ignore them. If you can relate to any of what I've just shared with you, I want to encourage you to put a thumbs up in the chat. What I have learned and witnessed in the work I do is no matter what a woman looks like, what her age, size, or shape is, when she learns to accept and love herself as she is and own her uniqueness, she experiences confidence, happiness, and empowerment. Her depression, anxiety, and insecurity fade away, and she gets to truly experience joy, healthy relationships, and mental and physical and emotional health. And this is why I'm so happy to share these two top practices and modalities to transform body insecurity to body love and confidence. So I just want to share with you a little snippet of my own personal journey because every woman has their own story. And while I've had many iterations of challenges to really love and accept and be in connection with my body, I'd say the most recent challenge for me has been a massive accident that I was in over a year ago, where my left leg broke, the bone came through my skin. I had a double compound fracture, and I was on crutches for 7 months, more than 7 months, and I was not able to move my body. And this just had such a detrimental effect, and it really called me to do the practices that I teach at this whole new level. I'm still in recovery of this injury, and with this, I also lost the ability to exercise and to do the things that I love, which had a big mental toll on me, as well as my physical body changed and shifted. So I want you to know that this work is powerful, this work works, and it's the times when we are the most challenged that we need to use what's present for us to listen to the wisdom of our bodies and to be in congruency with this powerful part of ourselves instead of just breaking down into the external ways that we abuse and judge our bodies. So along with my own personal journey, what I have witnessed in the women who work with me and do this incredible embodiment work is that they transform. They transform in their emotional relationship with themselves. They transform in their external relationship with the world, and their physical body totally starts to transform. So one of the most beautiful stories that I've had most recently is a woman, Noelani, who came. She did my retreat. She's worked with me privately. And in doing this embodiment work, she was able to leave a relationship she felt really stuck in, and come into this new relationship with her body that she really struggled with. And she's just lost a ton of weight. She is in her power. She's owning herself in a new expression in her life in the deepest way. So what I teach and what I do isn't necessarily weight loss or any of these components that most women are the inspiration for most women to do different works. But what I see happen in this work is that anxiety starts to diminish, the way that we feel about ourselves, the confidence grows, and often we become, our bodies, our physical bodies even change because of this new relationship that we have with them. Okay, so I want to jump right in because I want to give you these two modalities in a relatively short period of time. So the first powerful modality that I'm going to share with you today is called body aspecting. And body aspecting is a way to start to listen and connect to your body's wisdom and remap how we view and relate to our bodies. And this process allows us to focus on the more subtle dynamics that are happening in our relationship with our body so that we can be in connection with our body's needs, desires, and messages, and develop more appreciation and gratitude for our bodies. And we are able to communicate with them regularly so that we can follow their guidance, because our bodies hold every experience we have had, and they also hold the keys to our deeper intuition and that inner guidance that, if we were able to access, can really help guide us in every aspect of our lives. So this process can take us out of our habitual judgments and into a deeper understanding and attunement with our bodies, which will allow us to feel more confident and secure. Okay. So I'm going to drop you right into this practice of body aspecting. And what I want to encourage you to do here is to just open your mind to this process and to trust it and go ahead and dive into it. Okay. So you get to be right where you are. Nothing is required of this practice except for your own openness to it. So I'm going to encourage you, if you are in a safe place and you're not driving, to do this practice. I'm going to encourage you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you're going to take some very deep, full breaths. I like to recommend that you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to go ahead and focus on one area of your body that you are currently in judgment of. Just one area in it. And I want to just recommend that it's not the most intense or the part of yourself that you have the most struggle with. Choose like the second most or the third most. Okay. We're just going to go into this slowly. So go ahead and choose that area on your body that you have the most judgment about. And keeping your eyes closed, I want you to start to speak to that part of your body with you statements, so you and then whatever the judgment is, of what you feel and think about this part of you. So go ahead and say, if it's maybe it's your belly or your hips or your thighs or your breasts or your face or your hair, like whatever the body part is, just go ahead and speak to it out loud if you can. The judgments that you have to it, saying, you are this, you are that. And this can feel really intense. So just be gentle with yourself with it and notice where your capacity is. Maybe you just want to say a couple statements, but go ahead and speak to it out loud if you can, some of these judgments that you hold towards it. And keep breathing, keeping your eyes closed and just keeping your awareness on this body part. Okay. So now go ahead and pause, and you're going to shift your awareness to this part of your body. Using a bit of your imagination, if you will, you're going to allow yourself, to the best of your ability, to become or to inhabit this part of your body just for a moment. So you're going to do your best to feel yourself as if you were your belly or your hips or your thighs or whatever the part is. I want you to feel yourself as if you were the molecular structure of that body part. Okay, you're using your imagination here to the best of your ability, bringing yourself into the consciousness, into that body part. And holding yourself there for a moment, I'm going to guide you through this process. And I want you to imagine yourself as the physical and emotional elements of that body part. So as you are sitting as this body part, what does it feel like to be that part of you? If this part of you had emotions, could feel, could express itself, what does it feel like to receive the words that you've just spoken to and the thoughts that were just spoken to it? What does it feel like to receive those judgments? Feel yourself as this body part, take this in, and just take a moment to be with it. Keep breathing, breathing in and out. So now allow this part of you to respond and share how it's feeling as if it had words and could communicate to you. Let it express. Let this part of you share what it wishes you would understand about it and what it really wants from you. What is this part of you trying to reveal to you? What wisdom or message is it trying to communicate? And I want to say, if you feel some resistance to this, I want to encourage you to just go with it and trust the potency of this process. Okay? Take a breath, be with it. What does this part of you experience, and what does it want or need from you? And go ahead and communicate that as if it were coming from this part of you out loud. Good. Okay. All right. Good job. So go ahead and take a breath. Go ahead and bring yourself outside of that body part, back into the fullness of yourself. Take some breaths to bring yourself out. And keeping your eyes closed as you let yourself receive what this body part of you has just shared. Okay. Let that sink in as the fullness of yourself right now. And as you receive this, I want to encourage you to bring yourself into a state of compassion and love as you respond to this part of you, seeing if you're able to give it what it is needing, and if there is anything else you want to share with this part of you. Sometimes there's an apology. I'm sorry I've been so hard on you. I'm sorry I haven't listened to you. I'm sorry I haven't understood you. If any of that feels true to you, go ahead and share this apology, share this compassion with this part of your body, and share it out loud. Beautiful. Okay, so keep breathing. And how do you want to relate to this part of you now that you have a bit more of an insight into it? I want you to just feel into it. How do you want to relate to this part of you now that you've had the experience of feeling and knowing and understanding to whatever has come through about this part of you? How do you want to relate to it now? And go ahead and express this to this part of you out loud if you can. So express how you want to relate to it, how you see it, what you want to share with it now after having this little insight into it. Continue to breathe. Beautiful. Okay, so after you express that, I want you to go ahead and place both hands, if you can, on this area of your body. Keeping your eyes closed, place both hands there and see how much you can send this part of you some gratitude and love through the presence of your hands. And take at least 3 full deep breaths while you're doing this. Okay, giving it nourishment, giving it love, giving it attunement, giving it some care, right? You spent a lot of time criticizing this part of you. Right now, you're going to take a moment to give it some love and care. Keep breathing. And when you are complete, I'm going to invite you to gently open your eyes and return to the call. I'd like to invite you to drop a word or a sentence into the chat box about how that process was for you and what you're feeling now after doing that. While you're doing that, I just want to share that there are many different levels to body aspecting, which is one of these main core transformative practices that I do in the work that I share. And we just did a little tiny snippet of it. But body aspecting invites us to understand our bodies and listen to their wisdom. And when you continue to do this process and the processes that I add on to it, it can completely shift how you relate to and feel in your body in a very positive way. It can be vulnerable, it can be deep, there can be emotions that come up, you can feel all sorts of things around it. But essentially, this helps to rewire how we relate to our bodies, and it helps us get really aware about the depth of the judgments and the thoughts and the things that we're sending to our body. It helps us listen to what is there. And when we do this, we can help integrate those parts of us that we're essentially in challenge with or at war with when it comes to our body. And this remaps all those cultural pieces that we've been fed about what we're supposed to look like and the value and the worth that we hold in our bodies. It brings us out of that really surface level of relating to ourselves into the deeper, more profound connection and being able to honor this temple that is our body. Okay. All right. So I hope you found that useful. It's a really potent practice. And now I'd like to go ahead and the second most potent practice I have found to transform body insecurity into body love and confidence is sensual embodied movement. And this is a gentle, slow movement practice that is breath-led, body-led, emotion-led. This practice allows you to come into your body in an authentic and organic way that feels good in your body. And when you feel good in your body, you're going to be able to inhabit your body. You're going to have a better relationship with your body than if you were just always picking it apart and judging it and disconnected from it. So every movement in sensual embodied movement is about finding what feels natural and good in your body. Sensual body movement also allows you to explore your sensual nature and express those emotions that are held in your body in a way that feels empowering and good. Sensual body movement offers you nervous system regulation that is fun and can allow you to discover and express both your authentic sensual and sexual nature that has often been repressed, and you're able to do this in a healthy way. So most of us repress our sensuality and our sexuality because it doesn't feel safe, or we don't know how to express that in a way that's true and authentic for ourselves. So sensual embodied movement helps gain that connection to your body and helps to allow you to feel comfortable and good in the ways that you're expressing your body. And the thing is that women, the feminine, we are sensual beings, and it looks different for every woman. So what I love about sensual body movement is it allows you to find your unique expression. And you don't do it for anybody. It's non-performative. It's all about dropping into your breath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead you through a quick flow of sensual embodied movement. And I invite you to really close your eyes during most of this and just open your eyes to see what I'm doing from time to time, but let yourself move in the ways that feel good to you, even if you're doing something different than what I'm doing. These movements are slow and intentional, and they're meant to allow you to move and express yourself in ways that you may not do in your daily flow, to release stress, tension, and anxiety in your body and awaken your most beautiful, sensual, feminine nature. I want to invite you to see how much permission you can give yourself to feel and express in this short little practice that we're going to do here. And just know that you might have some feelings that come up that go, should I be moving like this? What does this mean? And we put so many layers of meaning onto how we move when we do move in sensual ways. So what we're doing here is we're just coming into our breath, we're coming into our body. And we're going to do this starting in a sitting position, giving yourself room to move. You're going to support yourself with a pillow or whatever your body needs. And you can do this in a chair if being on the floor doesn't work for your body. So you can do this absolutely anywhere. All that I recommend is that you have a private space to do it so that you're in a safe container for yourself to really find that true and organic expression for yourself. And I want you to know that you are the master of your body, and only you know its limitations. So if something I'm leading you through doesn't feel good to your body, do something that does feel good. Sensual body movement is less about what you're doing than what you are feeling when you're doing it. You are invited to bring your hands to your body during this practice as often as it feels good for you to do so. And the invitation is to bring love and nourishment to your body with your touch. Remember that the whole purpose of this practice is to feel good in your body. Remember that. Okay, it's not about looking a certain way or doing a certain thing. It's all about bringing what feels good and natural and organic into expression. This is, I believe this is my favorite practice, and it is one of the most transformational practices. As I lead women through this, I just want to share with you before we go into this practice that as I lead women through this journey of sensual embodied movement, what normally comes up in the beginning is all sorts of feelings and emotions. And then as they continue through it, they come more and more fully into themselves, and their expression gets more and more authentic, and they feel more happiness and joy and connection to themselves. And they come out of that deep place of judgment and insecurity into the full ownership of their uniqueness. And the most beautiful part of my work is watching women step into this, because what I know is that it does not matter what size, shape, age a woman is. It doesn't matter, because if she is fully in ownership of her uniqueness, of her life, of her beingness, she is in her life fully. And if she is in contraction and in judgment and fear and insecurity and anxiety, she's trapped. She's trapped. And I was there. I have felt so trapped. Even over this past year, there were moments when I have felt so trapped in my body. And the union with it through sensual body movement, there was times when I was on crutches and in my boot, when I would put on knee pads and put a thick thing down, and I would just sit down with my leg out, and I would put on some music, and I would close my eyes, and I'd start to breathe, and I would go into sensual body movement, and it would completely shift what I was experiencing. It would take me out of that trap of feeling that contraction and that disconnection and the victimization of life, as we all get into at times, into this fullness of who I am and my readiness to be with myself and life. So I have seen this just completely transform women's lives. It's definitely transformed mine. And I'm very excited to share with you right now. Okay. So we are going to begin by getting in a comfortable position. And you can do this on the floor. You can do this sitting in a chair, as I said. I'm just going to back up here a little bit. Okay, I'm going to play a few songs while we do this. So let yourself be with the music. Let yourself really be with it. Okay. And how you're going to do this is that you're going to start by taking some really deep, full breaths. So whatever seated position feels good to you. Okay. You can have your legs out. You can have them crisscross. You can be on your knees. It really doesn't matter. It's all about what feels good to your body. You can be on a chair. Okay. And as you begin breathing, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if this feels good and safe to you. And with these breaths, I want you to go ahead and just feel into what you are currently feeling and experiencing in your life right now. What are the big themes that are up? What are the big components of what your experience is in your life right now? And just bring them into presence in your mind as you breathe. And then I'm going to invite you to notice where your body is expressing that experience. So what sensations in your body are reflecting what is happening in your life right now? So sometimes if I'm having issues in my relationship, I feel a contraction in my chest. I feel a tightening in my chest, almost like my heart is hurting. Okay. Sometimes if I feel really intense busyness in my life and overwhelm, I feel tension in my shoulders and this gripping around my neck and throat. So those are just a couple examples of how the physical expression of what you are experiencing in your life, in your emotional body, emotional and physical body are completely connected, right? Okay. Let yourself fully feel what emotions are present and give yourself permission to express them through movement over the next 10 minutes. So getting in connection with what is here for you right now, because you're going to bring it into your movement. And you're going to start to take some really deep breaths. And I'm going to play some music here. Or actually, maybe Sabrina, can you play the music? And it's the Body Love playlist.
Yeah, can you just make me co-host real quick?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, love. She can control the sound much better than I can. All right, so taking some deep breaths. Are you able to get on, Sabrina?
Yep, give me one more second. Getting it pulled up now.
Beautiful. Thank you, love. Okay. All right. So taking some really deep breaths, feeling all that's present for you right now. You're going to go ahead and you're going to lift your arms and hands up to the sky, reaching them up towards the sky. And then you're going to just bring your palms together and slowly, very slowly, bring your hands down to your head. Feeling your hands just drip over your head and down your body slowly, just feeling that presence of your hands as they move down your chest, sides of your body, over to your belly, and down your legs. Big deep breaths. Know that you can make all sorts of sounds if that feels good to your body as well. And then from here, you're going to slowly let your head go on some circles in one direction. Taking those big deep breaths and moving them into those places in your body where you're feeling those emotions are stored. Beautiful. Letting the body wind down your spine in these slow, big, delicious circles. Moving down into your chest. Moving the chest around. Bringing the spine back. If the body wants to stop and pause in one location and take a breath, just let it. Moving that spine around in circles, moving down towards your wings and hips. Bringing the hands to your body if that feels good. All the way around. And when you're ready, you're going to start by just reversing directions. Keeping that low circles in your hips, reversing direction. Slowly, 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 so you can feel every little millimeter of movement in your body. And as you're feeling every little millimeter of sensation, your body's communicating what it's feeling, what it's needing. Go ahead and wind that circle up your spine. Letting your emotions express, so there's tears, letting the tears come. There's frustration, letting the frustration be there. Coming all the way back up into the shoulders, into the head. Letting that energy that's held in the emotions that's held in the body move and cycle. Beautiful. And then coming to stillness, the top for a moment, taking a big deep breath. Exhaling, bringing the right hand to the side of your hip, down on the floor. And you're going to reach that left hand out, reaching it out to the side and around above you. All the way down, seeing that side stretch of your body, but moving so slowly. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then just letting the body come all the way forward. All the way around to the other side. Reaching the right arm up the side, feeling the side body stretch. And then just letting that right arm return to the ground. And here, just opening the chest and breathing out. And then you're going to reach that right arm up this time. Reaching that right arm up, up, up. Stretching it beyond. Breathing. Moving that hand all the way around that side body stretch. And then wrapping those hands and the body across the floor. Around to the right side. And then reaching that right arm up, sorry, the left arm up. Left arm up, around. Opening the chest here. Feel the body, chest open. And then exhaling, just coming back into neutral. You're going to do a little bit of cat and cow, just moving the chest forward. And you're bringing the chest back now, hands on knees. Just taking the movement through your spine. It doesn't matter what it looks like. All that matters is what does it feel like. How can you allow this to feel good in your body? Beautiful. One more. We're moving in these non-linear ways, right? We did circles. We did spine waves and undulations, which allows all this energy and all this emotion to move and express. Beautiful. So really gently coming down to your side body. You're going to come onto all fours. Beautiful. Being here on all fours. You're just going to allow yourself to move back, bottom towards heels, and forward, letting the body come down, and opening every bottom towards heels, and moving slow and intentional. Don't say a word, listen closely. Tell me what you heard. Again, it's all about your body feeling good. And you're coming onto your hands and knees here, starting to position. Bring to the side again by doing some cat and cow. But you're going to move so slowly that you can feel everything. Beautiful. Feeling it in your body, letting yourself express. We're going to do some hip circles, hip and head circles, moving all the way around. Listen closely. All the way around. Yeah, in one direction, you can pause. Maybe a sound wants to be expressed. And then you're going to reverse directions. all the way around in the other direction. Letting the shoulders, the head, and the hips. And you're noticing all the little sensations as you're allowing the stuck energy to move and flow. Beautiful. And from the hands and knees here, you're going to do those big circles, but you're going to move forward all the way. And then come back to one side and around to the other. Oh. Maybe you want to pause here with the chest open as you come around again. And then reverse. Going in the other direction. Yes. All the way around. All right. These are really simple moves, but we're slowing them down to let ourselves really feel, really express. If you're feeling anger, let the anger express through this movement. You're feeling love or joy, then you get to be in that. It's about giving yourself permission to feel instead of repressing it, having it stuck, coming out of the mind into the body. Now you're going to slowly come up onto your knees. And as you do, just dragging your hands across your legs. And all the way up. And I'm going to just do some hip circles. Letting the hips move around.
Give me a reason to love you. Give me a reason to be I just wanna be a woman. From this time unchanged, we're all looking at a different picture through this new frame of mind. 1,000 flowers could bloom.
So dependent on
Move
partners,
and
interaction with us in this way.
yeah.
Really important that we feel all the connection. You want to connect up on your hands and knees. Coming forward again, open. Allowing yourself, shoulders to roll back and forth. And then coming back down and child's pose. Letting yourself just slowly move through this. And again, dragging the hands up across the legs. Want to extend one hand arch. Wave the foot up. Breathe up. Switching sides.
So don't you stop
Up.
the end of
Up.
man. Just take a little look from outside when you came.
Down.
So
And again, slowly forward. Letting the chest open here, the knees bend. Ah, beautiful. And then just lying down and allowing yourself to just gently roll over so that you're coming onto your And just being on your back with your knees bent, go ahead and bring your hands to your body and just notice, where do your hands want to be? How does your body want to be touched and connected with right now? And as you're exploring how your body wants to be touched, does it want light touch? Does it want deep touch? You're going to go ahead and raise your hips up. And then slowly bringing them back down. And as you do, you're going to round your pelvis forward and back again. Letting the pelvis move. And doing some hip circles, big hip circles. And noticing, do your hands feel good on your body, or do they want to come off and move around, just flowing, feeling the music as it changes here. And then switching directions for hip circles in the other direction. And as you're doing this, you're noticing where your body's tight, where there's tension, how your body feels and doing movement. And you're celebrating your body as you do it. You're honoring your unique self. And then bringing them all the way down. And straight legs. Bring arms up. Just extend and stretch. Breathe. We're just going to soften and relax and soften into a little relaxation, a little softness. Letting the hands relax and soften, letting the body soften, completely relax. Coming in this pelvis. So let the music drop away. And you're just going to come into silence. As you breathe, you just did a tiny bit of central body movement here. And you're just going to notice, and you're just going to feel what is alive in your body now. What is your body experiencing now? Were you able to find ways to move that felt good to your body? Were you able to feel and express the emotions that are present in your body? Has anything changed or shifted? Do you feel more connected and happy with your being and your body right now? And then go ahead, it feels good to you to bring one hand to your heart center, one hand to your lower belly. You're just going to invite a couple deep breaths into your body. This little moment of integration. Beautiful. Okay, and then releasing the hands, open your eyes gently, slowly bend your knees. And slowly turning to the side, bringing your body up to a seated position. Get back to the call. Welcome back. So you got a little taste of central body movement. A little bit of a taste of letting the body open and express itself in non-linear ways and slowing down and breathing and feeling what's missing. So I'd love for you to just put a word into the chat, what that was like for you. It might have been super challenging. If this was the first time you've done that, or if your body's, having some physical challenges right now, that might have felt challenging. For some of you, it might have felt really easy. And I remember the first time I did an expression like this, and I'm a dancer and I'm a mover, so that feels really easy and to me. But it is, yeah, it's an interesting thing to slow down to that level and to bring it in to that amount of awareness. I remember feeling like this is too slow. So curious what that experience was like for you. You want to drop a word or sentence into the chat box? Great. Okay, so these two practices that I have just shared with you are absolutely transformative. You've had a tiny little taste of what they are, but they go deep, they are profound. And what I have witnessed within myself and the women that I work with is that all the talk therapy in the world can't access what is accessed through these embodiment practices. These have the ability to rewire, remap, and create such phenomenal changes in how we feel about ourselves and even our daily dialogue that goes on within ourselves. So I want to encourage you to explore them. And if you are watching the replay, to do these practices, to really take your time and to do them. And I would love for you to stay on for about 5 more minutes. If I could have 5 more minutes of your time, because I have a really special offer for you. I just want you to know that, as I said, this work is deep and profound, but you need some guidance in it. It goes to realms that might need some encouragement, some real deep guidance for you to go into the depths that you need to truly transform and to have a different internal experience than you're having right now. And I have an incredible women's embodiment program called Reclamation. This is a 6-month transformational journey into self-love, empowerment, sensuality, and upleveling your life and relationships. This program is an interactive and life-changing experience. It's really a journey into ourselves. And in this program, we do this embodiment, somatic work in self-locating, self-pleasure, rewiring and rewriting our sexual journey and stories, reclaiming our power, connecting to our sensuality, and really feeling into a depth of self-love and connection that is going to serve every element of your lives. I have been doing this work with women for many years now. And what I witness is absolutely phenomenal in what they are able to experience through this journey. I have, in the past, I've only done this reclamation journey in 12 weeks over a 3-month period. And what I've chosen to do in this year's journey is to extend it into a 6-month program, to give more spaciousness to it, because it is so deep and profound. It is a small, intimate community of women that you bond very deeply with and that you grow exponentially through. And what I've gotten to witness is that even the women who went through the first round of it many years ago are continuing to have these profound shifts in their lives, feel the power to make the decisions that they need to make, change and expand their relationships, become better mothers, encompass new jobs or professions that they've really wanted to, lose the weight that they've been struggling with. You know, all of these components drop the anxiety. One of the biggest pieces that I've seen in this work is that if you have anxiety in your life, if this is something that you struggle with, fear, anxiety, depression, these places that we find really challenging, that so many people struggle with, tend to completely diminish and alleviate. And that has been one of the most beautiful experiences I've gotten to see in the women who have done this work. So I would love to share with you a quick little testimony of one of the women who went through the last program. Sabrina, are you able to share that? While she's getting that ready, while she's getting that ready, I just want to let you know how this program works. And so we have 2 very important calls a month. They are 2 hours long and they are interactive, where I lead you through the full expansiveness of some of these practices that I've just shared with you, and so much more. So this work, it works fast, it's deep, and it's transformative. We have these 2 calls a month as well as a support call. So there's 3 calls a month. So it is really mapped out well for you to have the time and the support and the accountability and the community to truly have an incredible life transforming experience. So this is something that I developed through many years of study of my own personal experience and working with hundreds of people. And I'm very excited to share an offer with you. Sabrina, how's that going? Are you able to share that?
Yeah, could you see the screen? Can you see Alexis up here?
No.
No. Yeah, back.
Cannot see.
So,
Okay, there it goes. I can see it now.
yep.
Can everybody see that? I hope we can. Okay, go ahead. Let's
So
play.
with joining the reclamation program, my goals and expectations were to become stronger mentally. I struggled with anxiety for years, and I found myself to be codependent on my husband a lot. I didn't like being alone. I was always scared to be alone, more for like self-confidence and loving myself again, which I feel I lost that along the years of being a wife and mother. This program has helped me so much with loving myself and my body, which I've lost interest in myself for quite some time. I fell in love with myself all over again. I would look at myself even 5-10 pounds heavier than what I'm used to. And I loved every inch, and still do love all of me. In the past, I would, I get out of the shower, I hurry up and put a towel on. I would hurry up and put a robe on. If we're intimate in the bedroom, I want the lights off. I want to be under the blanket. Like, I just never felt confident, or I now find myself walking around my house naked, at times sleeping naked. It's very freeing. We learned about shower love. That's where it started for me, where I would normally rush in the shower because I always have a million things going on. But I started taking the time in the shower to look at myself and feel myself and love myself. And then self-pleasure has progressed, where before I always felt uncomfortable doing it, but it's to the point where I need it. Like, there's days I'm crawling out of my skin and I tell myself, well, I can fix this. And I go upstairs and fix it. Oh, I feel amazing. 10 out of 10. It's like the anxiety just leaves my body. It's just gone. So the community contributed to my journey and growth. These women that I met were unbelievable. Each of them had their own stories, their own struggles, and different reasons why we were all there, which made you feel like a sense of community. We were all there for the same reason, to help ourselves. And no one should ever feel ashamed to do that. That's huge, and it takes a lot of strength. And I admired every single one of them for different things. You have moms and women who are getting divorced, women who are dealing with so much, but they're doing it, and they're doing it with smiles on their face. And I love each and every one of those ladies, and I think about them often. I would recommend this program to many women. I actually have to a lot of women in my life. For me, I have been in therapy for years. I have read many self-help books and still do. This was different. This touched on such a deeper level that I can't really explain, but there's like all these layers and layers and layers. And sometimes your therapist or a book will help you, but this like went down to the core, like deep, deep down, on stuff that you just put away for so long. And it just, you think you never want to go back, but I needed to go back to get to where I am now. My advice to anybody considering joining this program is do it. I actually would do it again. I would do it 10 times over. Do it, do it, do it. You will never experience anything like this group. Bill actually asked me, he goes, do you want to do it again? I go, I kind of do. I kind of do. Like, I can't explain it. I can't. I miss it. I miss it. My experience in the reclamation program, I smile thinking about it. I found strength that I didn't even know I had anymore. I think I lost that a long, long time ago. But I have it. I have it back. I have me back. I love me. I love me so much. Any obstacle that comes my way, I know I could take it head on. And mentally, I'm in such a better place because of this program. I do have 2 young girls that are at a very impressionable stage of their life, 16 and 13. I want them to embrace being women. And I want them to know how amazing it is that we are women. And one of the biggest things also is a menstrual cycle and all of that comes with it, the embarrassment, the shame. And I have moved it over to my children to never feel embarrassed or ashamed. If you bleed through your pants in your classroom and everyone sees it, it's okay. It's a beautiful thing. You get your period. We are very powerful human beings. And I think for me, like learning about all of that, and I do feel like I can speak more openly with my 16-year-old now regarding intercourse and being safe, and where before it was awkward to even have that conversation with her. But now it's like, nope, we're talking about it and it's not going to feel awkward. There's nothing wrong with pleasure, but you have to be safe about it, and never give yourself to just anybody. And, like these are all things that I would have never thought I would discuss with my daughter. Oh, so going through the program affected my marriage for the better, for sure. I feel more dominant now than before. Kind of, I'm running the show instead of just like complying and giving in to his needs all the time. I have learned to put my needs first, because that is important. His needs are important as well, but his always came first, and not anymore. I do think it helped us communicate better as well, instead of just flying off of the handle and arguing. You take a second and pause and think before you react. It's definitely helped a lot, especially with the intimacy, where he would always initiate it, always, through our entire marriage. And now I have the confidence to initiate it myself.
The best side hustle to do in 2024.
Thank you, Sabrina. Oops. Okay. Thank you, Sabrina. Okay, so that is one woman's testimony, and believe me, they are all pretty much like that. So I just want to share this program with you because it is so transformative, and it's an offering of my heart that goes really deep, and the benefits of it are so deep and profound. So for those of you who are here, who are ready to step in and claim these aspects of yourself, I want you to know that I am offering you a $500 discount only for the next 24 hours. This offer will end tomorrow at this time. And we are dropping the link in the chat box so that you can really check out this information and understand what the program does and is about. And I wanted to share with you that this is an extensive 6-month program that normally costs $3,000 for 12 weeks. And I'm now offering it for double the amount of time and the content at the same amount of money. And today I'm offering you a huge discount of $500 off, which brings it down to $2,500. And there is just a $250 deposit to hold your spot. And you can break the rest of the payments into 6 months so that it makes it really doable and affordable for you around financially and also with your time. So if you are feeling concern about any of these areas that I have talked about, that we've touched on in this masterclass, if you are feeling any of the areas that Alexis talked about in her testimonial, this program is a really incredible support system for you to shift and change whatever is coming up in your life in these ways as a woman. I shared deeply around empowerment pieces, around our connection with our body and our embodiment, around changing that dynamic with yourself, bringing in that empowerment, the power that you might have given away or had someone take from you. We really call that back in. All of this is done through embodiment work. And then we go into the sensuality and the sexuality, because I feel as women, we were really ripped off from the true knowledge and know-how that we need to have to even understand our physical, emotional, and energetic bodies, and how we are these potent beings that most of us just don't get to experience what we need to experience in our sexual lives. And it leaves us really depleted and disconnected. So we get to, and then we often have so much to heal, right? A lot of us are carrying some trauma. This is a trauma-informed program. And there's also an in-person retreat that goes along with it. If you choose to go to, it is optional. It takes place in Hawaii, and it is an exceptional experience. I highly, highly recommend it. So I know that it's hard for so many women, and I used to be like this, to prioritize ourselves, to invest in ourselves, to give ourselves the time and the money to take care of what we need to take care of. And we tend to just like push it in the background and be like, it's fine, it's okay, I'm just going to keep trucking along. But when we do that, that compiles and compiles and compiles. And the longer we disconnect from our lives in this way, the harder it is to step in and to change and shift what we need to really live the happiness and fullness of our lives. So if you're one of these people who finds it hard to prioritize yourself, I understand, I'm with you. And that's why I have done my best to make it as affordable and as doable for you as possible. And this might be the test for you to really start owning that part of yourself, to create the time, the space, and the investment for you to say yes to yourself. So if this is something that you want, I don't want you to wait another year to experience this transformation, what this transformation can bring into your life and your relationships, and as a mother or as a businesswoman or whatever you are doing in your lives. So if you're ready for this, now is the time, and I'm here for you. And I'm excited to welcome you into this program, into the 6-month journey. And it starts next month, November 7th. So the next step is to click the link in the chat box and save your discounted spot with the $250 deposit. And when you do that, you will receive an email with the next steps, of which we will book a call. I'll have a personal call with you where we'll get to know each other, and then you can ask any questions that you might have, and we can, just really welcome you into this journey. So thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you made it. And if you're watching the recording, I'm glad you have this. I hope that you felt an immediate shift and change in your experience. And I look forward to welcoming you into the Reclamation program. Goodbye for now.